Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about today is French nails. Just because you work in a salon doesn't mean that you automatically know how to do French nails. I had no practice in beauty school, and then when I worked in a spa for a year, I didn't do any French on anybody either. So when Dashing Diva was discovered, we thought that was brilliant. The French Wrap Plus system is an exceptionally thin, flexible coloured plastic application designed to mimic the white polish in French manicures. So it's not meant to be an extension, but it comes in two band widths. You can see that there's a really thick one and also a really thin one. It also comes in various fashion colours, but we just have the white at this stage. So here's all the items we're going to use today. We're going to use a base seal. It's a thick acrylic based ridge smoother, and it's a nail strengthener used to seal the French Wrap Plus to the natural nail. We're going to use top seal. That's a fast drying top coat that covers nails with a protective gloss that camouflages the imperfections in the base. We had a brush on glue that came with the kit. So it's a thin viscosity flexible adhesive with a brush applicator used to apply the French Wrap Plus. It's an adhesive that continues to flex with the product and the natural nail after drying. We were also given a white file, a 100 over 180 nail grit file. You can also shape and shorten the French Wrap Plus once it's on the nail. We also got a pink sponge file, that's 150 over 240 grit, and it's on a cushion nail file. So it's used to buff the surface of the French wrap and the natural nail for better adhesion. Okay, so let's go through application. You need to cleanse and prep the natural nails. You need to trim and shape the natural nails with the white file that they give, or a file. So you push back the cuticles and remove the non-living tissue. Just use a cuticle knife. Then what you do is you size the French Wrap Plus for every finger. So the right fit is achieved when the French colour fully covers the free edge and is flush with the side walls. So when we initially tried this product on toes, we found that the edges of the applicator stick into the nail wall, so they're not very comfortable. So a tip for this product that Alex discovered is to cut and clip the little corners with your nippers. So here's the really cool thing about this product. It has these two little dots on the bottom of the applicator, and they serve as a guide. So those two little dots, they budge up against the edge of your free edge, if that makes sense. And I'll put some pictures in at the end so you can see how it looks. We've also done it on toenails. You then lightly buff the nail surface with the 240 grit side of the pink sponge file. Then you apply the brush on glue to the side corners of the natural nail, and then you apply it to the entire band of the French colour inside the French Wrap Plus. Then you apply the French Wrap Plus onto the free edge. So you do one nail at a time, and you make sure that the French colour is aligned flush with the free edge. So you do want to avoid overhang of the French colour, but with those guides that I showed you earlier, it's really easy to not push it back too far onto the natural nail. Now you want to hold the French Wrap Plus in place, and you press out from the centre of the housing applicator to the sides to help with the adhesion. Repeat the pressing out motion 2 to 3 times. This is the really fun part. This is the part where the magic happens, and when you're having this done for the first time or you're doing it on yourself, you're like, how is this going to work? You use a nail clipper to clip the application tab at the white raised circle. So you're releasing the housing applicator from the colour. So you're clipping off the white little tab, and basically it comes off and you're left with these little white smile lines left on your nails, which have a little tab that will need to be filed back. But they're on and they are stuck. Now you can wipe off any adhesive, because when you squished it down you might have had a little bit of glue squish out. You want to wipe this off now before it dries, so use a lint-free wipe, because you obviously don't want sticky fluffy bits to get in there. Now you can file the colour bands, and you can align them with the free edge of the natural nail, because some of them might be a bit longer, with the white file or a file. You shouldn't have any overhanging of the fringe colour. This is because it's not intended to be an extension, it's meant to be in line with your own natural nail. That's going to be the best idea because you really want this to be strong. Then you go ahead and lightly buff over the fringe colour with the 240 grit side of the pink sponge file, and you remove any dust with a dry lint-free wipe or a brush. Now you can apply your one coat of base seal to the nails and let that dry for 2 to 3 minutes. Their base seal says it's an acrylic-based ridge smoother, so it's pretty strong. If you were just getting the wraps and you were using some glue from a chemist or pharmacy or drugstore, you could use a normal base coat, but whether it's going to look as good as what we're showing you in this tutorial, I don't know, but it's worth a shot, why not? Then you apply 1 to 2 coats of the top seal to the nails. We wanted to apply Princess Rules, so Princess Rules is a really popular gel colour that we do in OPI gel all the time, and I really like the Princess Rules with the white tips, but I don't like it over the white tips. So you can use a cotton bud and swipe across and you're left with really nice fresh white tips. If you don't like the really white tips, because some people don't, you could use a nude colour to go right over the free edge as well. Or you can paint sideways and just leave the French colour. Then you would finish with your 1 to 2 coats of top seal. I would be surprised if you ever got a French polish manicure lasting more than 10 days, just a paint. So I'm impressed with it, I really like it. You are sticking down a tip, you aren't adding length, but at the end of the day, by the time your nails grow and you take off the little applicator French tip, you're probably going to file that off anyway, so I don't feel like there's a big risk of ruining your nails in this case, unless you were trying to grow them and strengthen them. Then you've got to be careful about how you remove it. There's nothing that mentions the pH balance of the nail, which we normally pay a lot of attention to when we do gel nails. So you could use chip skip if you want, but if there's any oil in that product, then you want to avoid it.